Just like in the ghost run of this section, it's really quite easy to run through this part without being noticed at all, without anyone knowing you were even here, and it's especially satisfying to do if you pick up a rapid and fluid flow throughout this place, which is what I've done here, so I think this is some nice eye candy, more for myself than anyone else. I just really enjoyed running through this section and rewatching myself do it. Now, what's about to happen next is actually very important. I'm gonna shoot this bag of salvage down and chase it down. And what's in this box of salvage is the final bow part in the entire game, which is extremely, extremely valuable because what it does is it lets me craft explosive arrows for my bow. And that's pretty much going to be the one upgrade that will carry me through the end game. That aside, I also increased my damage, which is going to help a lot in this encounter right here, and in all subsequent ones. This is one of the toughest encounters in the whole game, and I'm going to be commentating over this pretty much improvised and a little unscripted. So at the beginning of this fight, I'm going to use the environment as best as I can, first by blowing up that barrel, and then by knowing where enemies will appear from and tagging them before they have a chance to move further down. Having 40 arrows max for my bow is going to be of paramount importance right here. These armored shotgun dudes or machine gun dudes are extremely dangerous, and you can see me heavily discriminating against that guy. I really want to get him out of here. And at a certain point, I will switch to explosive arrows because that's the one upgrade that is absolutely crucial. There we go. I've already switched to one, blown that guy up, and from here it's mostly just a matter of aiming in the general direction of these guys and shooting them with it. I'll get a double kill on those two, and I cut out a part where I die because it's not very interesting. It was just due to my own folly, but you can see me continue to use explosive arrows, and the way these work is the amount of explosive arrows you have is limited by the amount of grenades Lara is currently carrying. So if you have a lot of grenades, you can affix them to the point of your arrow, supposedly, and use them that way instead, which helps because it basically lets me use the grenade launcher's functionality without having to use the grenade launcher. At this point, the Storm-Garbed Samurai will jump in and try to kill me, so what I'm gonna do is shoot them in the leg enough times to set up the finisher, and then hit them with an insta-kill with an arrow to the chin. I really want to get both of them on the ground. I get the first guy, but the animation's a bit long. The second guy manages to get up, and I take him down. During this next fight, I'll end up using a good amount of explosive arrows on these Naginata dudes, because explosives kind of bypass armor, so you don't really need to shoot around their shield or anything like that. You can just point and explode. But I don't want to use too many of them, so I will move back a little bit and try to do my best to just fight these guys with arrows until they cluster up, and then I'll blow them up like you just saw. A really cool part coming up is in a little bit, and I might skip to it. It's right here, and this watchtower, I'll begin by pulling down some of the pieces of cover on it, because I know that the enemy likes to throw an explosive barrel at me. That right there. You just see me nail it right out of the air, and that's one of the coolest things I've done in this game, if I'm honest.